What's up YouTube? Eli the Ninja back again with another video. Today we're actually going to do a deep dive into Interference. We're going to watch 3 different games, 1 Slayer, 1 Strongholds, and 1 King of the Hill, and try to learn as much about the map and game type as possible, just so we can have a better understanding. It's a new map. I know a lot of people played it in Halo 5. I personally played enough Halo 5 to have some experience on the map, but really not enough to like remember the callouts. So I'm definitely going to be watching videos when it comes to callouts specifically. I know maybe a few of them, and maybe Chad will help me out as we watch this, but I found this game on Lucid's file share. This was a Slayer game that he popped off. Apparently he got an overkill during it, so I thought this would be a good one to look at first. So this is just random matchmaking. This isn't a scrim or anything. Doesn't look like any of the pro teams did scrim Slayer on it yet. A lot of teams scrimmed Strongholds yesterday. And nobody scrimmed King of the Hill either, so we're not going to be able to see like pro-on-pro team gameplay when it comes to King of the Hill just yet. But I like this. So Lucid, on this spawn, it looks like you are going to be able to get to Sniper a little bit faster. This is... Actually not sure if this is Cobra or Eagle. Probably Cobra, though, I would guess. This seems like a Cobra type spawn. If you guys don't know, fun fact, on every single map, Cobra spawns at lower elevation than Eagle. Besides, obviously, like the even CTF maps. But on live fire, lower elevation is Cobra. That's back tower. Higher elevation is in garage. So fun fact there. If you ever can't remember which side is which, just think about which side is on higher elevation. And the Eagle flies above the Cobra. So... But Lucid immediately just kind of holding space over here, playing this pretty defensively, probably expects to be pushed, so like the way that he's playing it. And OS isn't up yet, so he's not really in a hurry to get over there. Look at that spot that he chose to sit at. I wonder if this is going to be a common spot we see. I remember players using this spot in Halo 5 as well. It's just a little platform right here. Yeah, I feel like this is going to be a prime spot for people to snipe from, both in Slayer and probably Hill as well. He gets jumps, though. Does enough damage that this team should be able to follow up on it. And then it spawns over here. So one thing that I like to do, anytime a new map comes out, one of the things that I look at a lot is like spawns and how they're chosen. So... I'm going to pause it at the exact moment. Okay, so Lucid just spawned. So let's take a look at where the opponents are and where his teammates are. So it's clear that this map is definitely leaning towards enemy location spawn. So we've talked about this before where like different maps have different spawn influences and styles. For example, on Aquarius, you're more likely to spawn with your teammates. And it looks like on this map, it goes by the standard... most common spawn deciding factor, which is the furthest spawn from enemy locations. So we can see why Lucid gets the spawn way over here because the opponents are on the other side. He's going to try to get an angle on OS, but realizes he can't. And this is an interesting route. So I think he's looking for the OS player maybe. Kind of goes through bottom middle. Finding a sneaky way over here. Groups up with his teammate as well. Ultimately gets taken down. I find that when I play this map, there are long stretches of time where maybe I'm just like flowing opposite of the action. Like there was a stretch earlier that I played where it felt like there was at least a minute where I just straight up did not see any opponents. Despite moving the entire time, I just didn't see any targets. So there's definitely a lot of space, a lot of different routes to take on this map. There is this fun jump out here, guys. We're going to want to use this pipe quite a bit. So if you're tower side and you're rotating out this way, you got to be mindful of this pipe option because you can run out here. It's not out of bounds. It is an option for movement. A lot of people are calling what Lucid's in right now, they call this tower, where he's shooting. A lot of people are calling that bunker. I think these are just the same callouts from Halo 5. Kind of ends up isolated here. somehow finds a way to get a kill. So far, his team has not been doing great this match, but I know they do ultimately win it. So let's see how they're able to turn things around. Seems like they were kind of disjointed so far this game. Lucid forces the OS grab and gets it. So immediately clambers up top during the animation. I like that. It's a nice little instant slide. Rotate. This might be the overkill. Yep, there it is. All right, let's kind of take a look at how this sets up. So first of all, Lucid jumps off of that pipe to jump up here. So that's helpful to know. Get some shots on this guy outside. Knows that OS is coming up. Forces the grab. Now he can re-engage with full shields. That goes for the ninja. It's not going to happen. Then immediately continues through. All right, a new sniper is up. So keep in mind, guys, the overshield and the sniper spawn at the same time. That's only in Slayer and King of the Hill, though. In Strongholds, they have decided to not put the sniper on the map. I guess in fear of lockdown setups being maybe a little bit too powerful. Light drops the sniper for Lucid. And he's already putting it to work. So he's just sniping from top center. It seems like this bunker side, when you get trapped there, it's very difficult to get out. And so far, it feels like a BC could be the strongest configuration of strongholds as well. Just force them to kind of spawn on this bunker side. Very nice no scope here. This window is really crucial for approaching tower, in my opinion. I think it's going to be a really important position to hold during strongholds and during a lot of the different hills. We'll talk about that more once we get to King of the Hill. But yeah, so far, I mean, they're just, ever since they got the OS and sniper, they've just been flowing around the map really well together. Lucid just kind of roaming. And using this ledge, very tricky, almost actually gets away with it right there. That might be a common situation that happens right there. I like this. So spawning on the bunker side, as long as you're not facing immediate pressure, you can hit this route and catch people off guard by going through this window. I think this is going to be a really good rotation option. Because people are in this tower a lot in pretty much every mode. Wow, look at that. So he actually drops 2 levels here. I like this decision. So catches this guy off guard first. It's been one shot this whole time. Drops twice. Wow, gets the kill on APG, or I think that was APG. Just holding this space before OS comes out, pretty important. It feels like the primary focus is going to be on overshield most of the time. Both the items are spawning. It's very difficult to go out of your way to grab the sniper, but at the same time, if you're already maybe in that area, you could use the OS as a distraction to guarantee the snipe. But the problem is the OS guy might just push you immediately. I feel like it's going to be a good strategy to grab the OS and then use it to get the sniper, or just use it to secure space for your teammates to get the sniper, especially in Slayer. Yeah, this tower, if you know how to hold it, like Lucid clearly does, it can be very tricky just jumping in and out of these windows. You can use that pipe as an escape and rotate to the other side. Okay, this is interesting. Let's take a look at this spawn sequence. Okay, so they get a clean 4 dead right here. There's actually all 4 are dead. And let's take a look, try to get like an overhead perspective of Lucid's team here. So one of them just spawned out here. And then Lucid obviously still in that tower. They have 1 OS. I think they recognize Who is this player? Is this Tony? This might be Tony. No, Tony's here. So Light is the guy that spawns out here. Just interesting. Riot is dead as well. But when he pushes all the way back here and then Riot also spawns here, it's going to force all of the other team to spawn in bunker, which is going to be super hard for them to get out of. Yeah, so looks like the game is the one did spawn out because Tony went a little bit too fast and forced the split. The last guy spawns at the snipe side. So really interesting. I mean, this map is just a giant square when you think about it. If you operate in and you occupy 3/4 of the square, they're going to spawn in the last square. In this case, Tony pushed in and now also occupies this square. So the last guy is spawning in the only open square now, which is at snipe. But this is, I hate to be the team that's trapped in bunker right here. It's so easy for the other team to just pressure you. I do like that they gave this side the plasma grenades and they're in a safe spot where they can't be remote detonated. So I guess that's kind of one of the saving graces, one of the options that you have to get out of this spawn trap, but this is not where you want to spawn. They do end up sticking Lucid, so that works out. And you see the positioning of the rest of Lucid's team. They did grab the sniper and are now in kind of this formation, which is spawning the other team on the C side. Help me out, chat. If anybody in chat knows, what do we call this area back here? I think this is catwalk. But I'm not sure about like this area back here and then also down in this area. I'm just calling it like the seaside because this is where the sea stronghold is, but sea cat. Okay. That makes sense. All right. Ever since Lucid's team has gotten control, they've just done a much better job of working together. Also, Lucid's teammates are just feeding him snipers, which is the standard Lucid experience in matchmaking. Let's take a look at that shot. Somehow alive here. Falls down. So this is a tricky little area down here that you can run away from fights and like be sneaky and get out. Super fast reaction time to get that guy above him. Ends up throwing the sniper off the map. It's not bad at all. Spawns over here on C-Cat. Just checking the flank as well. Okay, now they should be spawning A again, I think. Yeah, look at that. Pretty easy to predict if you see your team kind of create like in that formation. This guy spawns on an island though. He's the only one that spawned there. Lucid probably doesn't know that, so he's playing cautious. He knows it now. Callouts from the Halo 5 era. Okay, perfect. We'll take a look at that. What's up, Lacey? Doing a little YouTube recording of the new map. Hope you've been well. Okay, there's a little platform you can jump on down here to cross the bottom side. Dropbox makes the longest possible URL for no reason. Facts. It's like an Amazon URL. Insanely long. Okay. So, just like every other map, controlling OS and sniper is going to be super important. And Lucid and his team do a good job of that throughout this game. It's nice to see some of the spawns and like how to predict them. I mean, if you imagine like an overhead, here, we'll pull this up actually. Pull up the overhead view of Rig. Just at work, it's fun to listen to you break down the map and gameplay. Let's go. Shout out to any of the working class folks that pull up the stream while working. I know there's a lot of you that do that. All right, let's drop this down. And take a look at it here. So this is a overview of Halo 5 and the callouts. So yeah, it looks like that backside back rafters. Okay, that's what I was asking about. And then underneath that's basement. That makes sense. So there is a hill in the basement side. Carbine / outside. Okay, catwalk obviously is that long walkway that connects the outside. Got open deck and field. Nest is where the sniper is. Nest bridge leads to the sniper. Bat ledge, interesting. Okay, and then this is bunker is where we talked about, and then bunker stairs. That makes sense. And then E1 and E2. Okay, so that's what most people are calling like top center, I feel like, is actually E1 and E2. That makes sense. Tower cuts or tower stairs. Flank stake. Does anyone actually call it that? So that's like the pipe flank, I guess you could call it. Long haul, that makes sense. That's the longest haul on the map, which is above basement. Pit. Okay, pit is like that lower area that you can grab the OS and kind of like play tricky around down there. But cool. So this will be a handy tool to learn the callouts. So far, every game of matchmaking I've played, myself and others have struggled with the callouts. I'll put this link in the description so that you guys have access to it. Usually people say outside the map are red pipes for flank stake. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of a funny call out. Who actually calls it flank stake? Let's be real. So yellow pipes is that area next to tower that you can stand on, right? Like that top area, I guess. Flank stake could be one of the best call out names of all time. It's a little out there for sure. But yeah, I'll be linking that in the description of the video. If you guys want to learn the callouts, check that out. Or just pause the video at that time. But let's check out another game. So we'll watch a Strongholds game. I already watched this one earlier a bit. But yesterday, Sentinels and I believe it was Shopify. No, sorry. Bittersweet, actually. So Bittersweet and Sentinels played Strongholds on it in Scrim. So let's take a look at it. SHYWAY also did a callouts video. Perfect. So we can link that as well. Thank you for the follow, Sparks. All right, so we already took a look at Team Slayer. Let's take a look at Strongholds. I'll just let it play through. I don't want this video to be too long. Plus, we still have King of the Hill to tackle as well. But so far, and my gut feeling is that holding C and B is going to be good and kind of pin the other team in bunker. I think that's going to be a good strategy. Because holding A and B, it's kind of difficult. Like if you hold the engine side, yeah, you've got control of both, but there's so many entry points into A from the C side. So I don't feel like AB would be very easy to hold. AC seems like it could be pretty solid too, though. If you hold engine, you block bunker and C, and they all spawn outside, that could be a solid setup as well. So I'm thinking just by like looking at the map and its layout, I think AC or BC are probably the best holds. And that most teams are going to try to set that up. All right, let's watch from Precision. I think he actually had the standout performance this game. I don't know if he even played Halo 5. He was playing Gears around the time that Halo 5 was competitive. Obviously the newest addition to Sentinels. A lot of people are talking about. Great peek shots there. Nice. Kills 2, gets an extra shot on another. It's a massive life. It's going to open up space for Lethal to grab A. OS. Incredibly important on this map, I would say. And look at this. They send 3 bodies to guarantee that they cap B. I think understanding that the other team must be spawning C in this moment. And they just want to make sure that whoever goes for B doesn't get fried. They also want this approach angle. Boo Boo with OS going to go straight through the top side. Hitting tower. And then Lethal hitting the outside. So they're hitting left and right of C, just collapsing on the spawn. Really like the way this looks. And it makes sense why they would swing all the way out like that. Nice, so they're going to cap C, and they're going to know that the other team is spawning at A. It looks like Precision maybe purposefully moving a little bit closer to B to guarantee that they don't spawn on that side. Game always does a check of how far the enemies are. So I think these positions basically guarantee that they'll all spawn in this bunker side. What's really interesting about this too, though, that I think makes BC even stronger is like you still have to cap A, and the spawn points are not in A. They're all the way in the back, and it's pretty hard to get out without dying if somebody's like exactly where Precision is, right? So not only are you spawning in a small corner, but like you've got to get kills before you can even cap A, and the other team, they could probably keep you pinned there for a long time. They do, and this is interesting. So I like the way Bittersweet plays this. Bittersweet decide that they don't want to be trapped here. Breaking Shot just immediately goes... They just immediately go top engine. They're playing this very well from what felt like a disadvantageous position. Mortally getting behind the whole setup. Precision with the ghost jump tech. Let's kill on Envor.
Enemy teams.
Okay, so this ends up working out for Bittersweet. So they take both B and C here. And now it's Sentinels that are the ones pinned in A. See how they choose to play out of it. So Lethal quickly takes a route through bottom OS. Falcated takes a quick route through tower, just swing the backside of C, and Boo Boo goes straight through top middle. He knows this guy's here. Yeah, this is going to be a common spot. What do people call this spot? Sneaky? That little ledge right there? I feel like that's going to be a sneaky call out. Okay. They do a great job to collapse on C. Spawning out here now as well.
No substitute for hot metal. Overshield inbound. Enemy team.
All right, the West coming up. Precision's gonna hit the slide. Finds a heat wave. You notice how he's not jumping at it just yet. He waited to make sure he was safe. It seems like the optimal route just to jump top engine with the OS. Oh, they call that bat ledge outside of the snipe. Okay. Thank you. I'm glad that we have Laz in chat right now. Mr. Callous, also a coach that was a lot more involved with Halo 5 than I was. So happy to have him here. And look at this. So they purposefully are setting up another A-side spawn, but look at this. If you're too far forward, then they can actually spawn outside. I think teams are going to have to start being mindful of this possibility of this player, and then maybe check this first and then turn back around. Okay, maybe they did spot him. Interesting. Let's see. Is Boo Boo the one that sees him? He must be falcated then. He's fighting here. And then, yeah, he's got the perfect timing to see the spawner. If this spawner doesn't get spotted instantly, this could have been a problem for Sentinels. But like, they should know that as they fight this guy, the rest of the team is going to spawn in bunker. So they're just going to rotate back and apply pressure on this side. Yeah, this seems like the common, I guess, strategy to get out of bunker is they take a route through E1. Or like through that hallway. and try to make their way to B side. Maybe simultaneously hitting both exit points. Who just wins the fight against Mortally here. So here they kind of like elected to give up B. Now they're going to come back to pressure it. Let's just keep our eyes on Boo Boo for a bit. I feel like he knows how to position himself in like pivot spots a lot where he can simultaneously help like multiple teammates. He gets taken down though. Thrust spawning top middle. Pretty big deal. I do find it interesting that Thrust and OS spawn pretty close together. Like it's going to have a lot of situations where the OS guy has Thrust and then maybe uses that to go get Sniper. So then you have an OS Sniper Thrust player on the map. Just basically Thanos at that point. Okay, Precision spawns outside. Boo Boo has recognized that his whole team is dying. Best thing he can do is try to get a kill, stop them from trip capping. Getting low-key Solitude Stronghold vibes due to the snowbally spawns on Bunker. Yeah. That's what I started to think. It just feels like spawning Bunker is really hard to get out of, and it's pretty easy to force it, honestly. Just holding CB, but throughout this game, there's been multiple different holds. I mean, AB is being held right now. It's about to get flipped, though, it looks like.
Deploying praise, you glorious warrior.
Your team scored.
Okay, Sentinels Sentinels should be spawning probably outside here. Yep, you see that? This is a very common like corner spawn that you should be aware of. If your team is heavily at this bunker side and there's dead opponents, they're gonna spawn out here at a very high frequency. From what I've seen so far, there's always at least one player that spawns out here during the engagement. Let's see where his teammate also spawned in that same spot. Is there a different name for this, Laz? This platform right here? Because this corner, this feels like a common spawn point. Carbine, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, people spawn at Carbine side very frequently. So in that way, you could force those spawns with an AB setup. It seems like the map is pretty flexible, but if it does feel like BC is probably the strongest configuration.
The enemy has captured Bravo. Your team scoring.
Okay.
It's yours.
Now they have AC.
Another one put down.
Probably, okay. When Falcated spawns bunker, he knows for sure they're mostly spawning at seaside.
Stronghold Bravo is ours.
They're actually all here. Okay. Nice kills there.
Double kill.
I feel like I've seen a bunch of Boo Boo Doo Boo highlights from Halo 5 on this map. I think Boo Boo likes this map a lot. Alright, so here, yeah, they forced the B spawn.
Double kill.
So because Precision goes like towards a bunker and they're on this side, these players are now spawning bottom nest. At least one does, but I think one might actually spawn on the opposite side. Yeah, this guy spawn car as well. He must. Yeah, this guy just spawns car. It's because Sentinels are mostly leaning bunker side, so this is actually like on average the furthest spawn point from opponents, but Lethal's probably got something to say about it right here. And then the next guy spawns over there after they push B.
enemy has captured Alpha.
Very interesting here. Lethal kind of tunnel visions that guy a little bit. But it is a... If he kills this guy, then his team is going to have a lot easier time getting the OS, so I understand why maybe he tunnel visioned that guy a bit. We're taking our first look at it, Mabel.
Your team score.
Overall seems decent. Strongholds could be snowbally though. This one didn't get out of hand. This is, I mean, both teams are playing it pretty well, but I think as teams adjust to like how to manipulate the spawns and force certain disadvantageous spawns, it could get a lot worse. Okay, so they're gonna make the effort to get control of B here. They're not gonna be successful yet, I don't think. So, yeah, this is the part that's really hard to play out of. Let's see how Sentinels choose to do so, though. Now they're the ones spawning at the A side. They spawn bunker, and they're trying to take space. Precision and Allocated are fighting for B. Feels like Boo Boo is kind of torn. He doesn't know if he should help Lethal go to C or if he should commit toward B side. It looks like they're going to pivot. Lethal's going to come with. No, Lethal's going to hold on that side. Love that, dude. Yeah, it just feels like Sentinels are taking their time here. They don't want to go 4 dead. But they're trying to just fight different sides. They didn't win the fight for B, so now they're kind of pivoting and trying to fight for C instead. Precision could have got that double. That would have been massive, but clutch kill to shut him down. Sentinels continue to struggle getting out of bunker spawns. Spawn bunker stairs again. How do they try to get out this time? This is definitely reminiscent of like spawning blue on Solitude. Like you said, Callus, like you probably gotta leave blue and go to A if you get that spawn on Solitude. And on this, it feels like you kind of have to fight towards B, but if there's players at the tower, that's going to be difficult. Okay, they do finally get a kill. Get 2, actually. Big double kill from Falcated. Now, when Boo Boo comes off spawn, he can move a little bit faster. And he spawned at nest. So he's going to take this opportunity to just try to cap B. No, he's going to move forward because Precision spawned here. But it's like, if you do spawn the other team at B, you can then just take A pretty easily, it seems like. Yeah, that's what Nikki said, dude. I got it a few times yesterday. So, Bittersweet have basically tied the game with a strong BC hold that only now has Sentinels broken out of. I mean, they really haven't even fully broken out of. They had to backtrack to A to cap it, and now Bittersweet can just go try to cap B. They do get a kill here. Lethal gets a trade. Now Boo Boo gets a trade. And Precision's going to move forward. I don't know how this player gets stuck in the wall looking like Spider-Man right here, but that's very interesting. All right, now they spawn them at the carbine side. All right, so they still have A control, so they're trying to walk back and keep it. Like this. This is a great collapse from Sentinels. So now they're holding AC. It's like, even if you spawn bunker, it's pretty hard to cap A. Wow, huge. Perfect reversal from precision to cap B. And now they're spawn. They got the bunker spawns. They've got a nice spread here. They can just collapse on it. Precision's actually just gonna bait B. I like this play. It is a common strategy for the other team to push to B out of bunker spawns, but I think after hearing some callouts that they did not take this route, he's going to come into the action. And then they're just going to take A right back. And that's the end of the game. Very interesting. Yeah, I mean, throughout this game, it did feel like the team spawning in bunker was always having a more difficult time. Teams ideally cycled spawns between bunker and car in H5 on repeat. That makes a lot of sense. It also seems pretty easy to do in this game, I think. Bunker trapped in car, yeah. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Because that's the natural flow, right? Like if they spawn bunker and then you collapse, now the first enemy that died probably splits off to the opposite side. So it makes a lot of sense. Either completely contained in one spawn or split spawned, how you saw one player spawning outside car just completely out of the play while the rest of the team spawning bunker, yeah. Should be very interesting. I think that in general, like the meta's evolving to where strongholds on every map can be kind of snowbally because the spawns are very easy to manipulate. It's very difficult to get out of a lot of different spawn points. But let's see if we can find a King of the Hill game. I saw one on Falcated's file share here. Demon Time is somebody's Smurf. I don't know who that is. One ended 3-2. Craziest gamer tag that I see all the time. Poopiest ass 69. Whose Smurf is that? Does anyone know whose Smurf this is? I think it's a pro player's Smurf, but I don't know who it is. Poopiest ass 69. Crazy, crazy comms, guys. Okay, this was, I think, this could have been in the 8's lobby. This looks like it could be a good one. Nope, this is still matchmaking. It's a hell of a lobby. So we got Belliary and Demon Sue, who I know are searching together, with Falcated and Boo Boo. And then on the other side, you've got Bopsville, Hoax Factor, Renegade, and Alumni. What a lobby this is. Okay. So first hill is... Oh, I got to pull up my trusty map again. So first hill is by... Is there not a call out for that corner of the map? At least there isn't on the overhead map that somebody sent me. And the corner by Flank Steak, that's right. What do we call this corner over here? What's up, Dunked? Renegade's stream last night was crazy. Basically Pro 8s the whole time. Yellow corner. Okay, that makes sense. The gray yellow corner, just like on Solitude, the gray blue areas. Very gray. You think the map designers are into 50 Shades of Gray or what? So that's all we're getting, bro. I'm calling it heat wave. It does. The heat wave does spawn right there. That makes sense. Or just shoddy corner, perhaps. No, there's no shame around here. We got the most sus chat on all of Twitch, so I know that we're not shaming anybody. So let's theorycraft like the best places to hold. I mean, it seems pretty obvious that we would want tower control for this. We would probably also want like long haul control, I guess, like up here. So that, like, this is probably a great spot for this hill because you can keep eyes on, you can maybe peek out here, apply pressure to spawners. Like if we hold long haul and tower, then we're probably forcing the other team to spawn nest, which has the longest route to get to this hill. So it feels like that's probably the ideal way to hold this hill. A huge stick by Boo Boo here. Allocated. Great shots on Hoax. And now we're seeing a clash. One team is spawning Carbine. And one team is spawning Bunker. It's kind of just like a repeat of the starting spawns, right? But, okay. Looks like Team Renegade gets the first hill. This next one moves to the open over here. Call this outside, I guess. This seems like it's going to be a very difficult hill to protect. Field is what people call this. Okay. This one seems very difficult to hold because there are so many sightlines and entry points here. Like you feel like, oh yeah, I can just watch like engine side and then like basement. But the reality is like they can also sneak through here, through bottom middle. So like you kind of have to have somebody with eyes on that. I think this is going to be like, this spot isn't even that beneficial here because like you're not really able to see that much of the map in case your hill guy gets spotted. But like, I guess you could stop somebody from moving this way, but you're also just not a part of the action. So I don't think that's going to be a very good spot to sit during this hill. Let's see how these players choose to play it. Obviously, they're going to focus OS and Sniper for a moment. Yo, thanks for the follow, Brian. Renegade's going to use the OS to go to Sniper. This is kind of what I predicted. Just kind of flowing through bottom nest. Sees an opening to grab the Sniper. Hits a disgusting quick scope on Falcated, per usual. Okay. So this definitely going to be a primary means to capping this hill is holding nest with Sniper and hitting shots. But even, it's hard to be comfortable from here unless you're Renegade and you just hit everything, right? I think that Alumnite's position is actually pretty crucial right now. Just being on this side and watching, like, essentially shutting down this entire entry point of danger from Renegade. So Renegade can just focus on looking the other direction. He's also moving the spawns further in that direction as well. So I really like Alumnite's position here. And now Hoax is spawning with him on that side. By the way, the reuniting of the brothers. I'm assuming they were searching together, which is kind of a rare sight these days. Alumnite and Hoaxer. Love those guys. And yeah, see, Renegade is just facing too much pressure now. He doesn't have anybody in the hill to watch the opposite side. See. I like Hoax's route. Let's take a look at Hoax's route here. He spawns Bunker. Catches this player. Belliary. I think Belliary kind of get maybe overheating a little bit right there. And then Hoax just cuts through the center of the map. Great shots on Boo Boo. Yeah, exactly. Risky. Very hard to hold down Snipe. So yeah, you can tell Hoaxer's goal here is to actually block these Carbine spawns and force them to spawn on this side. While his teammates are in the hill and on Sneaky like we talked about before. It's Bopsville. The notorious Bopsville. Okay, big trade on Demon here. Alumni with great shots. Renegade. He's now also cutting off the carbine spawns. And they should cap this with 100% certainty at this point. Renegade just immediately taking a look at top center. Goes here to grab the thrust and gets out of dodge. I like this from Renegade. All right, so the next hill is here in, what do we call this? Bottom tower. This is so bad. I have to keep consulting this area. BR base. Or tower wall. Okay, yeah, tower wall is what we call this area. Okay. Yard or BR. Okay, so this is yard. So we call that yard and the other one field. That's going to confuse me. I feel like those words are too similar. Like this is yard, but over here is field. Like, what's the primary difference between those? Anyways, that's a conversation for another time. Where Renegade is, this is called yellow pipes, I believe, because there are pipes here, and this is common spot. Tower definitely important for this hill as well. And probably top engine control as well. But you've got to be mindful of that entry point to the hill, right? Through bottom long haul.
Power items in transit.
This seems to be such a common route to grab the OS and then clamber to E2. Call this one A because it's A. Yeah, I like that they also put the letters on the map as well, like B, A, and C. Like, I actually really like that touch on the map. It's really smart. And there's actually like B's everywhere as well. Like it's either 2 or B. And then over here, I think it's either 1. Oh wait, no, this is tower 1 and tower 2. Interesting. So you've even got like the callouts built into the map design. So a lot of people have been giving this map shit for the map design, but like I kind of like it. Yeah, it's really gray. It kind of has like a lockout feel with the snow. Maybe that's why I like it, because I like lockout a lot, but it could use a little bit more color, I guess, but it's not that bad, guys. Not that bad. Renegade wisely gets out of the hill when he recognizes his team doesn't have any kills yet, so he knows the pressure's on the way. Wants to reposition where he can get a kill. Ian Jitsu didn't even play one game of Halo 5, but I love this map already. Played some scrims on it. Yeah. I like it. I'm a little bit skeptical of strongholds because I feel like once the spawns are understood at a deeper level, it's going to get a bit snowbally at times. But so far, I like it. Yeah, this tower position just seems absolutely necessary during this hill. Seems like it might be the most important position. Cut off multiple entry points.
Your team scored. Hill incoming.
Team Boo Boo takes hill number 3. Okay, this hill seems very hard to hold as well. Similar to the one at field. You definitely want the carbine spawns, obviously, because it's right here. But this one, man, there's so many ways in. I feel like you've got to be mindful of watching this low side. You've got to be mindful of somebody maybe taking a sneaky route this way and then jumping up and fighting right here. I feel like this is going to be a common like flank or entry point during a push. But I do think if you have a teammate over here, this player could obviously see that rotation as it happens. So I think Nest actually going to be pretty critical to hold because you can see a couple of routes, but you've also got to be able to like walk this way and help fight on the other side. You definitely want to force bunker spawns during this during this hill. So maybe holding like pipes. This spot is going to be very good. Nest, and then maybe also long haul. But then you've got to be able to kind of like flow and fight with the hill player if he gets attacked. It's kind of the way that I envision a good hill setup for this. But taking space adjacent to the hill on both sides, force the spawn on the opposite side. What a thrust right here from Boo Boo, by the way. Thrust backwards as he falls. It's a really smart position to wait for shields. Yeah, you can see the Halo 5 muscle memory coming into play for Boo Boo right here. He knew exactly where to sit, knew exactly where to look.
Good shooting, Spartan.
I'd be a little bit worried about Bella's movement here, maybe flipping spawns to like B or car side. Demon's still racking up hill time. Wisely gets out of the hill here like this. He's actually going to rotate to the other side. This is a good spot to keep eyes on the hill. Nice. Okay, let's see what Falcade is up to. He gets taken down, but does a lot of damage. Kill gets finished. Bella trying to snipe from the hill. Yeah, they've really forced a sequence of bunker spawns pretty much throughout this entire hill. Okay. Now this is the 5th hill in the sequence, and it's just directly top center. This one, I don't know which side you want them to spawn on. All of the, it seems like every spawn has pretty equal access to this hill, right? Doesn't matter where you spawn on the map, you probably at least have an angle to throw a grenade in here, or you could walk to a position to throw a grenade. Nice shot from Demon here.
Extreme distance calculated.
Enemy team took the hill.
Okay. Oh my god, who is this? Bop. Okay. I see you, Bop. Nades were a little trolly. Hallway is a nade magnet? Yeah, facts.
Team took the hill.
This nade is gonna, or this hill is gonna be the most naded hill for sure. I'm currently in this hallway, it sucks.
Your team about to score. Killing spree.
Never mind, we lost.
Enemy team took the
I mean, if you're typing in chat while in this hill, you're probably gonna have a bad time. Hills on this map are so hard, yeah, facts. A lot of games will go to time. I think this one... Maybe, I can't remember if this is the one that I looked at that ends 3-2 or 4-3. So once again, forcing the other team to spawn bunker seems effective in so many different situations. Yeah, I mean, even this hill, just keeping them trapped in bunker,
Your team about to
pretty big deal. Huge kill from Boo Boo. Stacking the hill to fight together.
Your team scored. Hill
Immediately rotating over to this side. Now they force the nest spawns. Very smart play from Boo Boo here. Yeah, just controlling space to the left and right of the hill. Nothing's changed, guys. This has been the strategy in King of the Hill since the game came out. If you control space to the left and right of the hill, the other team has difficult time accessing it. And when they spawn, they're going to be the furthest possible away. See how this got broken though. So Boo Boo dies on this side. Let's see what play Renegade makes. So he has teammates hitting the right side. He's going to hit the left side. It's a very good grenade on the hill player. Thanks for the follow, Woodward. They just break right in here. Renegade seemed certain that the player was pushing on the outside. Hoax in an awkward fight over here. Wins it though. Okay, so Hoax sees Renegade pushing toward bunker. And is predicting at least one person to maybe split out on the car side. But then Bop spawns there, so now he should know.
Your team about to score.
And here, yeah, that doesn't even make sense for them to go for OS. Or at least not for Hoax to go for OS, because he can just finish this hill before the OS guy arrives.
Your team scored.
Now it's tied up. Last hill wins.
Ready. Enemy team took the hill.
We're back to this very difficult hill. There's that route I talked about, that sneaky route. Great shots from Bella here. Oaks is earning space over here. Gets a sniper as well.
Hill control.
Yeah, this seems like a pretty critical position with the sniper. I like this a little bit better than like actually on the nest. You get shut down though. Those pit routes seem so good. You can just be so sneaky, just like dropping low and then jumping out on the other side. If you're going to be a tricky player and become a hard kill, you want to be using those routes a lot. Also, clamber skip here from Boo Boo. Yeah, Boo Boo looks very comfortable on this map. Played a lot of Halo 5, obviously. This guy also played a lot of Halo 5. Okay, they just play this process so patiently.
Hill control.
Very well played from Boo Boo's team here. I mean, they just played the process. They just let the play kind of breathe, right? Play through each section of it. Earn their way into the hill. They did give up the overshield though. Very hard to simultaneously control this hill and get the overshield. Seems like whenever overshield's coming up, it's going to be used to break the hill at like a very high frequency. Renegade being so tricky with his movement here. But they know exactly where he's hiding. And now, how do they break this if they're going to? This is looking very bad for Team Boo Boo. I don't know how that... Was that a team plasminade? That was bizarre. I don't know. The plasminade came out, but then like insta-sploded right there. I think that ends the game. Boo Boo last chance. Renegade shooting his body, of course. Very interesting. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of difficult hills on this one. I think that the strategy is pretty straightforward, though, for all the hills. Like, you do have to just have control space on both sides. Forcing bunker spawns seems like it's good in every mode. Slayer, strongholds, most of the hills in King of the Hill. Except for the one that's right outside of bunker. Obviously, it seems like almost every other hill, if you can keep the other team spawning at bunker, then they're going to have a hard time. So, very interesting stuff. Do you think people like Bobsville are a problem, or just normal people in these pro lobbies struggle? It's not that like he specifically is a problem. It's just like he is like his CSR maybe is a side effect of the system that they've created currently with ranked. Like, there's just going to be high ranked players. I mean, he's not even bad. I feel like a lot of people are giving him crap when he's not that bad. He just probably isn't Onyx 2500 good, though. That's like the difference, right? Rank is in a very weird spot right now. But anyways, just wanted to say thanks for watching the video. I know this was a little bit all over the place, but just kind of wanted to watch some games and give my honest reaction to what we were seeing and what strategies were working so far on interference. Check the link in the description if you want to find that callouts map. Also, SHYWAY has a video on Twitter that will be linked. So good luck in your games, guys. This is I think it's a fun map. It feels like a nice, fresh addition to the map pool, and I think that the pros are going to be making some very exciting plays on it that we'll see throughout the season. So thanks for watching. Have a good day.